Hi guys, today the subject is miracles. We are going to start off with picking up after the demon story we covered last week. Let's go to Luke 4:38. Jesus left the synagogue and went to the home of Simon. Now Simon's mother-in-law was suffering from a high fever, and they asked Jesus to help her. So he bent over her and rebuked the fever, and it left her. She got up at once and began to wait on them. So that was nice. I think it shows that Jesus cares about our families. Not only did he heal Peter's mother, but Peter's wife must have been relieved because she was the only one taking care of his mother, considering he was away with Jesus. When the sun was setting, the people brought to Jesus all who had various kinds of sickness, and laying his hands on each one, he healed them. Moreover, demons came out of many people, shouting, "You are the Son of God!" But he rebuked them and would not allow them to speak because they knew he was the Christ. So the Chosen makes a point of saying how hard it is for Jesus, which I think it shows his love for us. Just that he gets drained physically so much, but he still healed those people. But I imagine he wants to be alone at least a little bit. And this next part is in Luke, but I also want to put in some Mark texts. Luke 4:42. At daybreak, Jesus went out to a solitary place. The people were looking for him, and when they came to where he was, they tried to keep him from leaving. Mark 1:36. They exclaimed, "Everyone is looking for you." Luke 4:43. But he said, "I must preach the good news of the kingdom of God to the other towns also, because that is why I was sent." And he kept on preaching in the synagogues of Judea. So now Jesus does more healing and preaching. Let's read Matthew 4:23. Jesus went through Galilee, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the good news of the kingdom, and healing every disease and sickness among the people. News about him spread all over Syria, and people brought to him all who were ill with various diseases, those suffering severe pain, demon-possessed, those having seizures, and the paralyzed, and he healed them. Large crowds from Galilee, the Decapolis, Jerusalem, Judea, and the region across the Jordan followed him. Let's go to Luke 5:12. While Jesus was in one of the towns, a man came along who was covered with leprosy. When he saw Jesus, he fell with his face to the ground and begged him, "Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean." Jesus reached out his hand and touched the man. "I am willing," he said. "Be clean." And immediately the leprosy left him. Then Jesus ordered him, "Don't tell anyone, but go, show yourself to the priest, and offer the sacrifices that Moses commanded for your cleansing, as a testimony to them." Yet the news about him spread all the more, so that the crowds of people came to hear him and to be healed of their sickness. But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. So leprosy was kind of like the COVID of that time, except that it was much worse. Not only did you have to isolate yourself from others, but you had to do it for the rest of your life. It doesn't say exactly where this is. It could have been in a leper colony, but if it was in the middle of town, people would have been screaming and running away from him. Since people were following him, as we mentioned earlier, that's probably how the leper learned, the news spreading. And of course, Jesus being as cool as he is, he didn't just command the sickness to go away. He went up and touched him, which says that he is stronger than any sickness. Then he got tired of people again. I wouldn't say that Jesus was an introvert. He just can't handle all the fame. So this might be a shorter episode, but I want to stop here for two reasons. One, the next couple of parts fit well together, and so I don't want to separate them. And two, there's a lot to discuss about those two passages, and to be honest, even some passages after that connect, but I don't know how much time I'll have, so we'll see how it goes. So let's just have a quick discussion about what we read today. Specifically, what does this mean for us? Jesus isn't here physically to heal people, but James 5:15 says, "And the prayer offered in faith will make the sick person well. The Lord will raise him up." To me, that says that supernatural healing is still possible, and that it works best through prayer. And I feel like we often pray for healing of others, so I guess that I would say to not stop, because there is scriptural reason that we can still heal. Thanks, guys.